I think that in Chicago, just like every city is different, in Chicago, every neighborhood is different.
The Chicago Urban League hosted their first educational forum at their Summit 2018 event, which focused on stories told about African American people and their communities.
This constant reminder of storytelling and narratives, and how the narratives that are portrayed are not shaped by the people in those communities, and how can we as communities lift up those voices and value the voices of impacted persons in those communities. Just, it was a continual theme, no matter what the topic was.
And I'm one of the few young people in this room. Like, how is that going to be received by the people who are sitting in this audience? Right?
Well, this is my first time ever being on a panel where I wasn't the only young person there, so that was really, really dope to see. I think it's always important that young people have a seat at the table, especially in conversations that have so much to do with their livelihoods and the neighborhoods they go back to. So I'm really interested in seeing young people from my neighborhood and from other neighborhoods in Chicago that don't talk pretty and that don't have pretty or comfortable stories to tell, but their stories need to be heard, because it's the only way we're going to get traction and change moving for young people to have easier lives in the city.
Okay, give me black on black crime. No, I'm not feeling it. Okay, give me on the block.
It hosted 3 panels discussing the stories we tell about youth and families, communities, and African Americans in the criminal justice system. The audience engaged with panelists who are members of or actively work in Chicago's Black and Brown communities. They discussed the role various groups play in crafting these narratives.
And there I had professors that lit a fire, literally, inside of me. It was Professor Eddie Glod, Professor Cornel West, talking about American politics and the great injustice that's been going on and the waves of exploitation that has happened and that continues to happen now. And I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to figure out solutions to it.
I've always been told my potential to be America's next top model.
The event was studded with youth performers from groups like Free Right Arts and Literacy, Kuumba Lynx, and Young Chicago Authors, who entertained guests with spoken word pieces, hip-hop performances, dance routines, and other expressive artistic ensembles, many of which highlighted some of the difficulties faced by Black youth in Chicago.
Right now there's a crisis in journalism about diversity. Our newsrooms, especially here, are predominantly white. The folks who are covering our music stories, predominantly white.
The event aimed to create a space for honest and authentic conversations and encourage dialogue about how narratives influence policy that shape the lives and experiences of African Americans and affect how these communities are perceived.
There have been waves of exploitation, and I always talk to people about how if you can get to the way that people think and their mindset and how they think about things, you can truly do whatever you want.